Hello and welcome to my video. Today I'll be doing an unboxing of the Fender Jazzmaster Acoustasonic. I say unboxing, but as you can see it's already out of the box. That's because I've already done this and I forgot to press the record button. But inside the box, nothing unusual. Some good sturdy packaging. So here in front of me, you can see the guitar in this case. Let's just have a look at this case. It's built of a very sturdy material. It's got bags at the front, and it's well padded at the back. And before I show you that, I want to let you know something that I've already found that I think needs slight alteration. When you're travelling around with a guitar case, I feel confident that when I put it down, it's going to stay where it is. However, in order to keep this guitar as it is, I've had to place some paper underneath. Otherwise, give it a few seconds and you can be sure. There she goes. Okay, so I think that the plastic shielding on the corners could be wider to accommodate putting the guitar down flat. Looking at the stitching, you can see that it's to one side rather in the centre of the whole package rather than just the centre of the back panel, the side panel. Okay, and as I said, we also have good padding here. That's up against our bodies when we're carrying it. Is there anything in here? We have the strap. Nice, comfy strap. Okay, let's put that back. Turn it back over. Inside. Just some explanations there. Again, more padding. Nothing in that at all. Here we can see some Dracula coffin material. Lovely, shiny. We have a Fender bag. Okay, that's just a piece of white card where you might put your name and address or even your business cards. And there we have a hook for the strap. Again, there's more pockets and a zip one at the bottom there for your picks. Okay. Little bag of silicone there. Okay. So what do we have inside? The purse. Okay, so let's just take everything out. Nice little touch there inside the bag. We see the Fender logo. Not sure if you can see that. It's a kind of I'm not sure that it's real leather. I don't think it is. Okay, so what do we have? An Allen key. A USB cable, rather long looking as well. We have the quick start guide. We have the Boveda, or Boveda. This has got to do with the humidity of the guitar. And I know that from other videos I've seen that there is a pouch in there that helps to maintain the best, the optimal level of humidity for the guitar. Now we have the signature of the guitar maker. We've got a Fender sticker. Free online lessons. Start your trial today. Fender. Okay, so this is basically a welcome, and it has to do with warranty. And this is really nice. This is a certificate of authenticity to say that this guitar is a genuine article. Nice. So we'll put this one side for a moment. Okay. So let's have a look at the guitar. He says, okay. Yes, you see the boogie there. Humidity control. So as we can see, this is a natural wood Fender Jazzmaster Acoustasonic. Looking at it from the initial looks of it, it's lovely. Feels lovely, looks lovely, very smooth. Everything quite firm there, no. I suspect that the top E string was detuned for when the guitar's in transit. Okay, so let's look at it, shall we? So here we can see, I have to say it's very light. It is very light. There's something that I've never noticed before on guitars, but I did read up on it recently. It is like a micro tilt for the neck. I think that's for those guitar players who maybe want a slightly lower or higher action. Yeah. Well, I think it would be for reducing rather than I don't think you can heighten it. Okay, feeling the wood, to say, kind of. With the hollowness of it, it sounds very woody, rather than when you knock on an electric guitar, it has that dull kind of thud. Whereas this sounds acoustic. Touching the wood, it actually kind of feels like it would be easy to dint. There's not been enough videos to see if that has been the case, or but okay. Just as I'm putting my finger, I can feel a little blemish here, and in the light, you'll not be able to see this in the camera, but in the light I can see little blemishes, and I guess when it comes to real wood that isn't sprayed and filled and and glossed, we're going to see maybe some very minor imperfections. Some might say would add character to the guitar, others might say totally unacceptable, but for my eye that's hardly noticeable, hardly noticeable. The back plates are, I would suggest that they're wood because I can feel grain in them, and they're, and I guess that probably adds to the sound. There's probably a good reason for that. Also that they're sunken in. I like that rather than having screws sticking out. Okay, so in here we do have, there's a battery, a rechargeable battery in there, which when you plug in the USB, which is next to the jack, that charges it up. Okay, looking at the neck, you can see that it's got a lovely skunk stripe on it. And interestingly, on the front, sort of caught my eye. I thought, is that the light? You know, but it's not what it is. Basically, I understand that Fender, rather than chopping down trees and just to get the best parts of the tree in terms of colour, not necessarily standards, that they have chosen to use as much of that tree rather than throw away a lot of waste, which I think is a very eco-friendly approach, and I'm all for it. I think what it also does is I would suggest that the marks that you see on your guitar, it's a fingerprint, I guess you might say that. It's a fingerprint and you'd know it's yours from another one, maybe. So yes, we have the offset bridge, tail bridge here, and under here they have the piezo speakers, piezo pickups. We have some ebony knobs here. So this one's for the volume. This one's for the volume. Obviously we have our selector switch. I'll explain that in a minute. But this one, rather than what we used to think was bass and treble, or terrible, whichever way you want to say it, this is a mod button. So in certain positions, say in position 1, this is the volume, we turn that up, we'd start in position A, which is fully anti-clockwise, and then we would turn it as much as we need fully clockwise, and what we would get is two different sounds. Maybe two different types of guitar, or maybe you'd like it somewhere in between. The headstock's very nice. I like how Fender have, rather than use a badge, I like and varnished over. What I like there is it's kind of etched, burnt into the wood. I like that. Very nice. Tuners. The tuners look absolutely fine. Yeah, they feel fine. They don't feel washy or loose or anything like that. Okay. I have to say, it's interesting that for me that I have this kind of concern that I wouldn't want to take it out too often in case, you know, for it to get dings and I guess time will only tell. Time will only tell. So, what does the guitar sound like? Okay. So, let's plug it. Make sure all our volumes are down. Yeah, I think a thing to note here is that I think it's important now because you could, if you're being very quick with if you're jacking the guitar, if you're putting the jack in, I'm not sure if you can see that, but the jack hole is offset, and that's to accommodate the USB plug. So just be careful about that. What I find a little bit surprising as well here is that Fender are using the micro USB rather than the Type 3. So let's see how this sounds. So this is totally unplugged. very easy to play, should I say, you know. Yeah. The neck is, yeah, I like that. Being an electric guitar myself, I do play acoustic, but hardly. When I used to do gigs, it was mainly electric, and I would probably use the acoustic now and again for certain country numbers or Irish numbers. So yeah, so I guess I was really, intrigued to see this kind of guitar and this the playability, and to be able to have those acoustic sounds and an electric sound. Yeah, the versatility of this is really something else. So as I'm rubbing down there, I'm noticing the frets are very nice, I must say, they're very nice. However, I am noticing some, as if the edge of the fret that goes, the part that goes into the wood, not the face of it, the part that goes into the wood, as if they're sticking out. So I'm rubbing my nail down the side, the face of the side, not actually on the playing face, and I don't know if you can hear that. Okay, yeah, and this side? No, this side. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are some. I mean, it's very slacked. So I can't really feel that. I can't feel those. It's not like they're hurting my hand or cutting in, but I do feel that that is. I think that's a finishing. Yeah. I think that's quality control. I'll probably maybe overlook that, or been on a tea break with that one on this particular guitar. Otherwise, yeah. Those little imperfections, I guess, as I was saying as well, those little imperfections, when I think about it, you'd be you'd be really, apart from that one, but again, it doesn't stand out. It looks a little bit shiny, as if something's touched it. But it's a very small, or is it a piece of glue? I'm not sure. But yeah, I guess if this was a painted guitar and glossy, it would stand out a mile. So, but not on this one. So I guess for me, while we talked about character and how the guitar looks and sounds, it's a great instrument, I must say. I guess for me, it's the price of it. When I think of the price of the guitar at £1,650, that's a lot of money. And I would, for that kind of money, I wouldn't have expected any problems with it whatsoever. Especially considering that there are other guitars out there that are the slimline. They don't have the electronic wizardry that this does, and the variations. However, as an acoustic player, which I intend to be more so, I would consider the Ibanez guitars that I've had and other acoustic guitars that I've had, I've never felt that like that before. So maybe it's just this guitar. I say. You'd expect something to be absolutely perfect at that price. Okay, so let's have a listen to some of the sounds, shall we? First of all, I've got to pick up my plectrum. Okay. So I'm going to use the starter quick start guide to give us a bit of an idea of how these sounds go. So in position 5, and A is all the way clockwise, we have a bit of a dry joint there. We have the Rosewood Dreadnought. So I've kept these settings absolutely in the middle. So great resonance. So turning the mod all the way clockwise. This is mahogany slope shoulder. So I think it's best to hear the difference in sound while you play and adjust the mod button. So in position 4, we have the mahogany jumbo. This is a large, put in position A, this is a large full body sound. Position B is the all mahogany small body, which has a forward mid sound but and a tighter lower end. Position 3. Do nothing but when we turn the mod. Oh yeah. So it's the same guitar sound, which is the Rosewood Auditorium. You can see I've not done that before. Okay, so when we move into position 2, we're getting basically, this is a lo-fi piezo without the electric tone. And get it right this time. Move that into mod B position. We now get the electric sounds added in there. Moving into position 1, this is the all electric. So moving into A. So here we have the Fender Electric Fat Semi-Clean sound. And if we turn the mod right up, this is when we move into the Fender Overdrive sound. Very nice. Interesting. Just going back there a little bit, I realised that I forgot to mention that actually the lo-fi on position 2, where we turn that to the right, we're getting electric tone, but also a bit of a crunch to it as well. So this is the position B with the mod turned to B. So, what's my opinion? Lovely guitar, sounds great, love the finish. Generally speaking, it worries me that it might ding very easily. And for a guitar at this price, it's worrying. I think the case needs to be sorted out so that when we put it down, that it stays up straight. And on this particular guitar, I don't know about other ones, but I think the quality control took a bit of a miss there with some of the frets. I wouldn't say that they're sprouted. I just get they just feel like they're slightly too long when it comes to the actual metal that goes into the face of the not the actual outer fret. That could be probably something to do with the softer woods, because I believe that these are softer woods. They're not the hard mahogany that you might expect. Okay, so yeah, so I think for this price, it's great. I'm not sure that I'd be very confident taking a gig in. I wouldn't let anybody near me, I don't think. But for that kind of money, bear in mind, that there are other guitars that you could have, and get yourself a load of pedals, maybe amps as well, really. Some really decent setup there. So, yeah, but there it is. That's my opinion. I hope this has been helpful. Please leave any comments below. See you. Bye.